My name is Churon.
I'm Lee.
I'm John. And today we're going to help you solve your problems. So recently we've noticed a problem where you're driving to work and you're reciting your favorite words to your song, you're in the mood, you're in the zone, getting ready for your meeting. And then you see a couple of stops, you see a couple red lights, and bam, you're right in the middle of a traffic light or a traffic jam. Now, this problem actually happens a lot to civilians or citizens, and so what we want to do is we want to help to alleviate that problem by giving you a program to clearly and effectively deliver information to your end users, which would be drivers or people who need to know about such events as your road construction going on, or maybe incidents that just happened, traffic jams, anything that might disrupt traffic. We're going to help to deliver a clear path for you to notify your end users. So now, our program is the Traffic Flow Pro, and what it's going to do is to help alleviate the pain of delayed communications between municipalities and consumers, such as wrecks or constructions, water main breaks, things of that sort. It's going to help to alleviate congestion on major roads where it impedes emergency vehicles by enabling the emergency vehicles to be able to get through that traffic a little bit easier, or to help alleviate them and go into a different route rather than having to deal with traffic in any situation if needed. We're also going to help traffic congestion in metropolitan areas that affect efficiency and productivity of local businesses. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to help to allow your traffic to flow a lot easier around businesses, consecutively jammed areas, tight packed areas. Just anything dealing with traffic, we're going to help to alleviate it, make it a little bit easier for you. The problem that we're also seeing is lack of credibility for the method that other people are getting their information by. So such as you have Waze, which is communicated with just end users, or you may get your news off of Facebook or something like that, and it's not exactly what you need, or maybe not the exact method that you need to hear about this. So our solution is the Traffic Flow Pro, and so basically what we're going to be able to do is our GPS signal, which will be monitored by the cell phone, is going to communicate back to our servers and then to our tower, which is then going to help to allow traffic to get around a lot easier. Of course, they'll get their signal from the GPS. It's kind of just out over there, but it's basically going to go from the phone to our servers to GPS, and then that's going to allow the traffic to get their notifications a lot easier. So that's how we're going to get the information to them, which will also be our endpoints. Our starting point and endpoints will basically be the phone or the computer, so either way that you can communicate things. This will mainly be for municipalities that need to schedule events, and this will be for end users that are trying to communicate things that have happened. But yeah, we'll alert for construction, wrecks, other hazards such as maintenance, major events, natural disasters. Now the opportunity size is actually quite large. There's 82,000 licensed drivers in Evansville, 4.5 million in the state of Indiana. 68% of all those drivers have smartphone capability, so it is a wide market for us to penetrate, and it's something that's very doable. Our main market is going to be to the drivers who are going to use this to help alleviate the pain of traffic in frequently congested areas or such pop-up events. And the municipalities are actually going to be able to use this to help communicate effectively rather than using social media or news or radio, because some of those are obsolete. I mean, I hardly ever listen to the radio, so if you give me traffic information there, I'm not going to know what's going on. The next one we'll do is hand it off to Lee to be able to tell you about our differentiation.
So our biggest competitor is Waze. So we'll talk about Waze first. Waze is another GPS navigational app. With Waze, alerts are provided by the consumers. So those consumers that are using the app, going on their routes, when there's a cop nearby or construction or whatnot, they update that on their own. Now, it would be better if that would be hands-free. So if you can get that notification hands-free without having to actually open the app, which is what we want to provide with the Traffic Flow Pro, you get that without even having to open the app and actually not having to plug in a route directly. That actually comes to you right away. So if there is a wreck or something in your area, you get notified of that if that's on a road nearby. without even having to open the app, so you know that without having to plug in an address and notice it on the route. Another big con for Waze is that it has a cluttered layout with all of these consumers posting various different incidents. It creates a cluttered map on your phone or on whatever tablet you're using it on. Like I mentioned before, the traffic alerts with Waze are encountered en route. So with Traffic Flow Pro, we want to have those ahead of time. So when a municipality has a government project with such as construction and whatnot, or a wreck happens, you get alerted before you can even be out on the road. So anybody in that area can get that information. Some key activities. The first one is IT support and development. Those will be responsible for developing an interface, a user-accessible interface for municipalities and consumers to look at, as well as fixing and preventing bugs and maintenance and troubleshooting as well. As for marketing and sales, we want to be able to develop a website so people can know more about our product, as well as raising consumer and competitor awareness of our product, so we know that consumers know what sets us apart. And then displaying value to the municipality sectors as well, because that's who we want to buy this product, so we want to make sure they know the value of the product. As for the key resources, obviously data from construction, the DOT, emergency services, and civilian intel as well. Then other key resources include the web developers, Kitera of course, intellectual property, and then analytical assistance. So now I'll pass it on to John, who'll talk about the key metrics.
All right, thanks, Lee. So some of our key metrics that we'll need, there's a lot of information being put in, whether it be coming from emergency dispatch, Jane or John Doe driving down the road and they find an accident themselves, or whether that be from predetermined projects going on. So number of downloads are going to be important, so that's going to know how many people are actually using this. Incidents related to the users, whether a route was taken or not taken, and then end user feedback. So that's going to be huge so we can adapt and then change whatever we need to based on how well we are doing. And then customer relationships, sales to the municipality, that's going to be our #1 step. We want this to be a big investment for whatever municipality or government would want this, and then feedback again from the municipality and the consumers, and then adapting and improving. So the customer channels, really the most information that we can give out is going to be helpful through a municipality. So business, government conferences, articles, newspapers, news media, etc. Things like public service announcements, those are huge to municipalities. Word of mouth and then indirect advertising, so billboards, alongside buses, trains, anything like that that might be in that city. And then our customer segments, again, so emergency services, so dispatch, the end user, consumers, news teams, delivery services, and the Department of Transportation are all going to be aspects of that local and regional government. And then, so the end all, we want the Traffic Flow Pro to be safe for a city. For that, it's going to need to be efficient. You can't have people trying to download or put in their own routes and everything like that. We want it to be hands-free as much as possible to keep it safe. That was one thing that, speaking with the Evansville Police Department, was huge, is having something that's hands-free to make it extremely safe. They want it to be more efficient and then transparent. So we want to have too much clutter or anything like that like Waze had. And we just want it to be very smooth and efficient from the end user to us and then back out. So that would create satisfaction throughout the city, make it more efficient and a safer place overall, and we won't have a big congested mess like this. Okay, so thank you for your time. That's all we have.
All right. Wow.